Vince Gill, the celebrated country music icon, is admired for his angelic voice, 22 Grammy Awards, and revered status in Nashville. Yet behind the fame and fortune lies a life shaped by profound loss and personal struggle. Few know that beneath his gentle demeanor is a heart marked by tragedy, the death of his older brother, a painful marriage breakup, and a near catastrophic threat to his own voice. Now at 68, Gill faces health challenges, both his own and those of loved ones. Understanding these trials reveals the man behind the timeless songs that have comforted countless listeners. Early life in Norman, Oklahoma. Born in late 1950s, Norman, Oklahoma Vince Gill grew up in a quiet town with simple streets and slow evenings. Music came not from grand stages, but from family living rooms. Vince's father, J. Stanley, Stan Gill, was a strict lawyer by day and a musician by night, often strumming guitar and banjo on the porch. His mother, Jareen, added harmonica and singing, creating a cozy family stage. Vince, the youngest of three, absorbed these sounds daily, folk and bluegrass melodies intertwined with stories of love and loss, giving him an early understanding that music could both soothe and express life's deepest emotions. A childhood filled with music. When Vince was 5, his grandmother gave him a small guitar. Clumsily plucking strings, he discovered music could tell stories and express feelings words couldn't capture. Evenings spent around the radio, listening to the Grand Ole Opry or emerging rock hits, inspired him. As he grew, he explored instruments like the dobro, fiddle, banjo, mandolin, and bass, each a new way to communicate. His first teacher outside the family, Julian Atkins, recognized his rare talent, teaching him both technique and discipline. Music transformed from pastime to mission, filling recesses with the nervous thrill of performing and planting the seeds for a lifelong devotion to storytelling through song. The bond with his brother. A central figure in Vince's early life was his half-brother Bob Cohen, 12 years his senior. Bob became Vince's first musical companion, guiding him through melodies, rhythms, and the shared joy of performance. Together, they sang along to the radio, strummed guitars, and dreamed of stages beyond Norman. Bob was more than a sibling. He understood Vince's shyness, his curiosity, and the quiet fears of childhood. Their connection was solidified when, at age 8, they performed Long Tall Texan at a local radio station. For Vince, the presence of Bob made fear disappear, giving him confidence to begin a journey that would shape his life. Tragedy strikes. Early life, however, introduced its first cruel test in 1967. Bob, at only 22, suffered a severe car accident that left him in a 3-month coma with brain injuries. He survived, but memory loss, communication difficulties, and chronic pain became permanent companions. Vince, just 10, witnessed the slow disappearance of the brother who had been his anchor. The grief was not sudden, but lingering, shaping his emotional world. Bob remained alive yet unreachable in the ways that mattered most. These experiences left a deep imprint on Vince, fostering empathy, sensitivity, and the emotional depth that would later define his songwriting, loss, and heartbreak. In 1993, tragedy struck again. Bob died of a heart attack at 48, a complication of old injuries. Vince described the moment as both sudden and familiar. He had lost him long ago, yet the final departure reopened a wound he thought had healed. By then, Vince was an established musician, but the loss of his brother shook him to the core, reminding him that fame and achievement cannot shield the heart from grief. The pain of missing his lifelong companion became intertwined with his music, influencing lyrics, melodies, and the emotional honesty that fans would come to love. Love and life's challenges. Vince's personal life, too, brought its own challenges. Marriage and relationships introduced deep emotional struggles, including a separation that haunted him for years. These experiences of love and loss paralleled the universal themes he sang about, allowing him to connect with audiences on a profoundly human level. Even as he achieved professional success, private sorrow lingered. These trials did not diminish his artistry. Instead, they deepened it. Each heartbreak and setback became a lesson in resilience, compassion, and emotional expression, reinforcing why Vince Gill's music resonates so strongly with those who have faced their own moments of loss. The music that heals music remained Vince's constant companion. From his father's porch to sold-out arenas, it allowed him to process pain, celebrate joy, and share his inner world. Songs became vessels for grief, love, and hope, carrying the weight of his personal tragedies while offering solace to others. Vince's mastery of multiple instruments and his ability to convey raw emotion through voice turned personal suffering into universal stories. Each performance is infused with a sense of lived experience, making audiences feel both comforted and understood. His work proves that music can transform even the deepest pain into something beautiful. Enduring fame and ongoing struggles. Now in his late 60s, Vince Gill continues to face challenges. Health concerns, both his own and those of his loved ones, create constant undercurrents of anxiety and worry. Yet he persists, singing, performing, and creating music that remains timeless. His resilience demonstrates that even amidst life's ongoing trials, dedication to one's craft and the power of art can provide strength. Fans hear not just melodies, but the testament of a man who has endured profound losses and continues to rise. His life embodies the balance between joy and suffering, a reminder that hardship does not preclude beauty or success. Lessons from a life lived fully. Vince Gill's story is ultimately one of courage, perseverance, and the healing power of music. Childhood joys, brotherly bonds, heartbreaks, and personal setbacks shaped the man behind the songs. While fame and recognition brought honor, the true measure of his journey lies in how he met life's sorrows with resilience. Each note, lyric, and performance reflects a life deeply felt, a life that continues to resonate with audiences worldwide. By sharing his journey through music, Vince offers not just entertainment, but a model of empathy, endurance, and the capacity to find hope amid loss. A continuing journey. At 68, Vince Gill is more than a country music legend. He is a human being shaped by both tragedy and triumph. His story reminds us that grief and love, loss and joy coexist in every life. Music has been his language of healing, expression, and connection. As long as he continues to sing, his experiences, painful and joyous alike, become shared stories that inspire and comfort. Vince's life demonstrates that resilience is not the absence of hardship, but the ability to rise, create, and love despite it. His songs invite all of us to find our own voice in the face of life's challenges,